I didn't exactly see myself footing a bill of around 40,000, you know? Just because you have money doesn't mean you should always have to spend it. Well, I'm an elite. If it bothers you so much that I spend money, you're welcome to stop. Gladly. I'll stop and I can even take this to court if we follow the proper procedures. I'm Angela, a 56-year-old woman. I lost my husband to an illness 10 years ago. Still, I've managed to raise my 2 children thanks to my job as a lawyer. My youngest son, Frank, works as a freelance writer. He says he writes about various genres, but I don't know much about his work. However, he's independent, so I trust him. My elder son, Righteous, is a salaried worker. He's somewhat careless with money and often says, "I'm handsome, so I've never had trouble with women." It worries me that he always introduces me to his flashy girlfriends. I have a small office and live alone, leading a leisurely life. One day, I got a call from Righteous. "Hey Mom, it's been a while. How you been?" "I'm doing great. It's indeed been a long time. Are you doing well, Righteous?" "Yeah, I'm good. Can I come over for a talk soon?" "A talk? What about?" "Well, I'll be waiting for you on my day off." "Okay, I'll come over to your place then." I live alone in an apartment. It's close to my office and I find it more calming to be alone. Work keeps me busy, and sometimes I can't even keep up with housework. But knowing Righteous was visiting, I cleaned up with enthusiasm. Just when I finished cleaning and was taking a break, the doorbell rang. It was Righteous. "Come in. I just finished cleaning up. Do you keep your place tidy, Righteous?" "Yeah, Mom. I'm thinking about getting married." "Oh, congratulations! So you finally found someone you want to settle down with." "Righteous. You always go for the flamboyant girls. No offense. But I was worried. You didn't just choose her for her looks, did you? Are you sure about this?" "You thought that about me? That's harsh." Sorry. You mentioned you wanted to talk about something." "Yeah, my girlfriend is an only child, and she has always dreamed of a wedding. She wants to show her parents her bridal look, but her parents have chronic illnesses and can't work. Can you help us out with the wedding costs, Mom?" "What? Righteous. Haven't you been saving up?" "I've saved a little, but I need to think about our living expenses too, right? I'm a guy. I don't really care about the wedding ceremony that much." "Well, if that's the case, I guess it can't be helped." "Thanks, Mom. I'll make sure you get to see your grandchild. So please, spoil them, okay?" "Wait, a grandchild? Are you having a shotgun wedding?" "Sorry. Nowadays we call it a joyful wedding." "Righteous. You've got it all backward. Anyway, we need to go and greet her parents too." "Yeah, about that. She wants to have the wedding before she starts the show, so we've already booked the venue. And for that, we need money." "How much are we talking about?" $40,000. "I'm not sure about the average costs, but okay. More importantly, let's arrange a day to meet her parents." "Okay, got it." With that, Righteous left. I'm about to become a grandmother. Some of my friends are already grandmothers, and they tell me grandchildren are truly special. That's something I'm looking forward to a little. Am I already a doting grandma? The next day, I transferred the money to the wedding venue Righteous had told me about. A shotgun wedding might not be that unusual nowadays, but I can't help but worry about how it will be viewed by society. I spent the following days worrying. I wondered whether I, as the mother of the groom, should apologize, or perhaps I should meet her parents sooner rather than later. Then one day, the phone rang. It was my younger son, Frank.
Mom, I heard Big Brother's getting married. Is that true?
Yes, dear. We've even paid the venue deposit.
Wait, the venue is already booked?
Well, it's a shotgun wedding. Or do they call it a celebration marriage now?
Call it whatever you want, but is Big Brother really ready for this?
Ready for what?
Well, he's always brought home flaky women.
I told him the same thing, but apparently her parents have chronic illnesses and are unemployed, so Righteous asked me to provide the wedding funds.
Isn't it strange that you're the only one footing the bill, even for a shotgun wedding?
I guess that's why they call it a shotgun wedding. It makes the groom's family feel guilty.
I think you're the one who feels that way these days, Mom.
Frank said, laughing. But I did feel guilty. Am I the only one who feels this way? Well, I am a woman of the old era. After all, I laughed to myself, waiting for my older son to contact me. Then, finally, the phone rang. It was Righteous. I've been waiting for your call. When are we going to meet her parents?
Sorry for the late response. She's been dealing with severe morning sickness.
Really? Is she okay? Is she unable to eat, or does she keep eating?
You surely know a lot about this, don't you, Mom?
Well, of course. After all, I've raised both of you. I couldn't eat during my first pregnancy, and during the second one, I felt anxious unless I was constantly eating.
I guess she's more of the can't eat type then.
That must be hard. Is she getting enough nutrition? There's got to be something that she can eat. When I was pregnant, all I could keep down was canned oranges and then tomatoes. Now I can't stand either because I ate too much of them.
So that's what it's like being pregnant, huh? It sounds tough.
Sure is. That's why you need to take good care of her.
Thanks, Mom. I'll get back to you once things have settled down.
I forgot to tell him about the money I had spent on the wedding, but he seemed worried about his girlfriend's health, so I decided not to bring it up. It reminded me of the times when Righteous and Frank were little, and how I struggled to raise them. When they cried as infants, their cries were so powerful that I sometimes ended up crying myself. And when they started walking, I had to constantly keep an eye on them. Thankfully, my husband was a kind man who helped look after our sons. By the time he passed away, they were in high school and required less care. I remembered how gentle he was and wished he was still here. A few days later, Frank came to visit. Ding dong. Frank, what brings you here? It's unusual for you to visit.
Well, there's something on my mind.
What is it? You seem thinner. Are you eating enough?
I'm fine, Mom. Work's just been busy. Anyway, about Big Bro. Is he really getting married?
Why do you ask?
Well, last time you mentioned that because his girlfriend's been sick from morning sickness. You haven't met her parents yet, right?
So, it's the kind of morning sickness where you can't eat. It's so tough, morning sickness.
Mom, why are you so casual about this?
Huh?
I saw Big Bro with a woman who looked like his girlfriend in the middle of my job. They were holding shopping bags and seemed to be having fun. The bags were from expensive brands. She didn't look like a pregnant woman at all.
Really? What does that mean?
Mom, you said you transferred the money for the venue, right? Are they really planning to have a wedding?
I am so shocked. I don't understand what's happening. I had forgotten to breathe. What could it be?
What I'm saying is, didn't they say they were going to have a wedding? Have you transferred the money and then suddenly cancel, using the money to go shopping?
No way. That can't be true.
Then who did I see? Big Bro and his mistress?
Was the person Frank saw really righteous? Wasn't it someone else?
Got it. I'll look into it properly. For now, act like you didn't hear this story and don't talk about it with Big Bro.
Okay. Frank, please. As a lawyer, I deal with everything from infidelity investigations to civil and occasionally criminal cases. But I never thought I'd be deceived by my own son. I'm probably looking as if there are blue lines on my face in a cartoon. I was so shocked. It couldn't be, could it? A few days later, I finally got a call from my eldest son, Righteous.
Sorry, Mom, for being late. Are you free on my next day off?
Yes, I'm fine.
Then I want to introduce you to her parents. Could you come to XXX Hotel?
Understood. I'm looking forward to meeting them. While holding back the doubts in my heart, I managed to respond and hung up the phone. Mixed feelings of excitement about finally meeting the real girlfriend, the woman who will become my eldest son's wife, and anxiety. I am headed for the hotel we had promised to meet at, in a state of mind I had never experienced before. It was a restaurant in a city hotel with a beautiful view and a garden, and the weather was perfect. I wish I could have been in a better mood. Such a wonderful place. When I arrived, Righteous, his girlfriend, and her parents were already seated. I apologize for making you wait.
No, we arrived early, so please don't worry about it.
Nice to meet you. I'm Daisy's mother. Nice to meet you. My name is Daisy. Nice to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Nice to meet you.
Let's sit down, shall we?
She was a beautiful woman, just Righteous's type, and she was wearing a beautiful dress. I wondered if it was okay for a pregnant woman to wear high heels, but I hesitated to say it out loud as it might sound strange. I had heard that her parents had chronic illnesses and could not work, but they were dressed very nicely. Her mother was even carrying a designer bag.
We are really happy that Daisy was chosen this time.
I heard that Righteous is working at a prestigious company, and you're a lawyer. We're truly honored to be connected to your family. I think Daisy is too good for Righteous, but thank you. We exchanged typical greetings, and the meal proceeded in a relaxed atmosphere. So, Righteous, when is the wedding? I asked.
About that, I was thinking we don't need to rush to have a wedding.
Huh? But I already transferred $40,000 to the venue.
More importantly, I found a suitable property for our new home. What do you think of this high-rise condominium?
What do you mean besides? What about the high-rise condo? Suddenly, she showed me a brochure.
We're thinking of having the wedding after we move and settle in our new home. So we need funds for the high-rise condominium, Mom.
She and her parents bowed their heads and asked, "Please, for the sake of these two, we ask for your understanding and support." A high-rise condo fund out of the blue? As I was taken aback, Frank appeared. Frank, you're here.
Mom, it's gonna be okay. What do you mean it's okay? Brother, stop playing these cheap tricks. Tricks? What are you talking about? I did a little digging. The story about your parents being unemployed due to chronic illness? That's a lie, isn't it?
What?
They both work, don't they? Why is it that only my mom has to provide the wedding fund and transfer the money? Isn't that strange?
Wait, isn't it normal for the groom's parents to provide the wedding fund?
I've never heard of such a thing. And what's this about funds for a high-rise condo? Listen to this,
he said, placing a voice recorder on the table. Recorded on it were voices of her father and Righteous. Frank had sneaked into this hotel a step ahead and recorded their conversation.
Righteous, aren't you worried that your mother might find out that Daisy's pregnancy was a lie? No need to worry. My mother is the kind-hearted type who worries when told that Daisy has severe morning sickness.
Did you also say you got a refund from the wedding venue after you suddenly canceled?
Yes, with this money, and if we can ask my mother for the down payment on the high-rise condominium, we can live together. My mother has plenty of money, so there's no need to worry. That's a blessing indeed. Can you still say it's a lie now, brother? This is obviously a joke, right, father-in-law?
For a moment, I felt dizzy, but Frank supported me. Her pregnancy was a lie. No wonder she was wearing such high heels. They had swindled the wedding funds, and now they want money for a high-rise condominium? What on earth is happening? I was often told that I'm too kind-hearted.
Brother, how about you apologize to Mom? This is a clear case of fraud. What do you mean, fraud? You're going to be a part of the family. It's not fraud. I don't need to hear this from a freelance writer like you. Unfortunately, while doing my writing job, I also attended school and passed the bar exam. I'm planning to help Mom in her office, so you don't have the right to talk back. When did you?
I also heard about Frank passing the exam just the other day. I was very happy and felt reassured. So I realized I mustn't get discouraged over this. I'll give up on the $40,000 I paid to the wedding venue. Consider it settlement money. We don't remember being taken care of for a mere $40,000.
What? Settlement money? Don't you want to see your grandchild?
I don't want to see a grandchild from parents who deceive me to steal money. What kind of face will the child of such parents have? I would love to know.
Even Frank is just a budding lawyer. His wedding must be a long way off, right? We can take care of you, Mom.
I've never thought for a second about burdening you two, I said. Frank is set to marry my secretary, you know. She's hardworking, observant, adorable, and a good girl. A far cry from someone who's only after money.
Unlike my brother, I'll make sure our wedding is within our means. No need to worry. And brother, you won't be invited.
Excuse me? Daisy sounded surprised. Righteous, that's not what we discussed. Your mom has money, remember? You said it would all work out. What about the high-rise condo we were supposed to live in with my parents?
I'm an elite salaryman. I can manage the funds for a high-rise condo on my own. I don't need my mom to foot the bill.
Excellent. I'll gladly cut you off, and I can even take it to court if needed. I absolutely refuse to pay anything.
Righteous. Let's consider this matter settled. Let's go, Daisy. With your charm, you can marry any rich man you want. On to the next one.
Next one? Even an elite has limits when he runs to his mom for help. Well, at least I got a designer bag out of it. Bye, Righteous. Daisy nonchalantly got up and left without a word. I won't be seeing you again.
Hey, wait up!
As I watched Righteous desperately chasing after her, I deeply regretted how I had raised him. Phew, what a day.
Mom, you really did well.
I feel like I've lost years of my life.
Please don't say that, Mom. I plan on being a good son from now on.
Thank you, dear. I knew I could count on Frank and his wife. I don't intend to depend on them or live with them. I sold my current apartment and built a house a bit outside the city. I plan to spend my weekdays in a rental near the office and my weekends at the house. If I worked hard now, I can spend my golden years peacefully with my grandchildren. I still have so much to teach Frank. I never thought I could rely on him this much. When his father passed away, Frank was only a high school freshman, but he decided to study hard and become a lawyer. He wanted to help me, and he did this while claiming to be a freelance writer. He used to come to my office for interviews, but it turns out he was actually visiting my secretary. Their relationship started without me noticing, and Frank decided not to marry until he passed the bar exam. When I heard his girlfriend agreed to wait, my trust in them grew. Frank proposed to her after passing the bar exam on his second try. She's not just hardworking and attentive, she's a great woman. Her family is respectable and she's lovely. Compared to her, it's clear Righteous only saw Daisy's looks. Righteous was left high and dry after Daisy and her parents got fed up with him. Daisy is good looking, but she had a terrible reputation at the company where she and Righteous were dating. She's notorious for transforming in front of rich men. And the breakup, she couldn't stay at the company and is apparently now hunting for rich men at a different company. He must be one stubborn character. I guess it doesn't matter now. Righteous was just as naive, losing his head over a woman like that. His name, given by his father, meant to live righteously. And look at where it got him. His father must be rolling in his grave. After being rejected by the unfaithful Righteous, he also resigned as rumors went around the office. Now, he's set to be job hunting. In this day and age, he can't seem to find work. Apparently, he came to the apartment where I used to live, shouting like a beggar. But a neighbor reported him and the police gave him quite the scolding. Of course, there's no way I'm telling Righteous where I live in the suburbs. He wouldn't know how to find out either. I hope he has a change of heart. He's a good kid at his core, but he was led astray by people like Daisy and her parents. No, perhaps I'm the one who failed in parenting. Parenting is hard. Well, if he does change and finds a truly good person, I'll tell him where this place is. After all, it's a place full of memories with his father and a place we often visited on family trips. But I can already picture myself spoiling my grandchildren. If I did that, Frank would surely scold me. Because Frank, he's the embodiment of sincerity.